I figure I'll call on gender here to get the Provincial Council of Women was approached when they tried to get Sharia law in as part of the provincial law, or at least as a substitute for it. And a Muslim women's organization came to the Provincial Council of Women, and our local in particular, I know, and asked us to support their cause to not have Sharia law, which we did. And I wouldn't want to say that there are no feminist organizations in Ontario that are not fighting against Sharia law.
Thank God, eh?
Okay, here's the point. What are they doing about polygamy?
Polygamy? Well,
Yes.
I'll get on that. Thanks for the idea.
Yeah, no, let me tell you what's happened. From the time of Sharia law, the Islamists have learned a trick or two. They are now members of LEAF. They are now members of every women's organization. They speak fluent English, therefore you think they are liberal, moderate. Trust me, a person with an accent, chances are that he or she would be a liberal. If they speak fluent English and they have penetrated your organization, they will invoke guilt. And therefore, LEAF today in British Columbia is supporting the polygamy case over there, on the wrong side of the fence, because...
Is this Islamists that are causing that?
Yeah, they've penetrated every organization. I told you, from UFP's mosques to multi-faith centers, to OISI, to lecture halls, to the student council, everywhere there is the Muslim Brotherhood. And I can challenge you that I can identify those people.
I would like to know.
Please go to your faith center and you'll find out. You go to your equity center, it's headed by a former MSA guy who was vice president, who once had a meeting where he asked women in the front row to go to the back row because men deserve to be in the front row. So some of us know a thing or two about what the Islamist agenda is. But on the polygamy issue, you have to make sure that when this goes to the Supreme Court, there have to be 10,000 women in Ottawa saying, I don't give a damn what the justices interpret the law, I will not accept polygamy in this country. And that is the next challenge that we are facing in this country. You think bountiful British Columbia and the 1,200 people are the issue? Who's the driving force behind polygamy today? Not those bunch of idiots over there with 45 wives. It's a bunch of idiots who have 100 wives in Saudi Arabia who are determining public policy in this country by Canada allowing free entry to every Saudi in this country without a visa. Yet, one of our sisters who's imprisoned over there for 3 years cannot come out without giving $300,000 as a bribe to her husband. So the challenges are huge in front of us. And the people on the Muslim side are very few who are willing to speak out the way we do. We rely on our assessment that in this country they will not attempt a violent act. That is why we use it and are not scared of them. Had this been England, I would not have spoken to you, because not only do they attack you, they attack your family, they kidnap people, they threaten you, and they have 3 points of entry and exit in a community. The birth of a child, the death of a grandmother, and the wedding of your daughter. That's when the priest is needed. And that's when they deny it. And that's what is fearful of any minority community, whether the Irish and Polish living in Cabbagetown at the turn of the last century, or the Jews getting beaten up somewhere down in downtown where Jews were not allowed, dogs were not allowed on the beaches. Minority religious communities are controlled by religious bigots and chiefs because of these 3 areas. Social ostracization of an individual is their best tool. And the brainwashing of the youth by enrolling them in the victimhood Olympics is the best chance. Because if you convince 1,000 people at the UFT that you are essentially victims, then they will feel they are victims. So every time they get a traffic ticket, they are victims. Every time the rent is increased, they are victims. Every time anything happens, H1N1 is a Jewish conspiracy. This is not, I'm not joking. There's a theory there that the campaign against the burqa, there has been divine intervention, which is a signal from God. That is why everyone's wearing a mask nowadays. I am not exaggerating. Thank you very much.